Surprising.
Surprising.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
I mean, I can see books in general being banned before, though, but
Depends on where you're going forward and what is banned where. If you think you'll actually read it, it's banned. That's why they can't find it.
James missed that whole thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah. Ooh, she keeps coming over and like sniffing at my feet.
She other HDMI cable. She knows you have it.
She needs something to push. She needs something to push the other HDMI cable out.
It's a horrible loop.
Do we have a magnet?
Are they magnetic?
They shouldn't be magnetic.
What, the HDMI cable?
Your HDMI cable should not be magnetic.
The ends should be. The middle shouldn't.
Yeah.
Not like strong though.
And then they get it, so we're gonna have to shove a magnet up there. And then the magnet's gonna get along.
We're not shoving
It's
nothing
gonna be
nowhere.
like the when the kid puts like the cat toy up his nose, so they just like the firefighter up his nose.
Just imagine something terrible. Imagine putting just Touche in an MRI machine. That stuff.
It works.
But what?
You'd be surprised
It'll
how many
pull it
people.
out.
You'd be surprised how many people forget about like metal in their bodies.
How many times have you just seen stuff just like ripped out of people? Just like,
Yeah. I mean, even
I mean,
don't think about like old surgical staples that got embedded, and don't think about those 20 years ago, and all of a sudden, ding. All the time. And like you're like, yeah, crowns are usually like, fine, you'll be okay, but someone had like one from like the 1930s in the army when it's just like straight
10.
beautiful.
So how much of their tooth did they lose?
And it takes it out.
Like straight outside the cheek,
when
right?
Bitch starts moving,
Because I know it don't come out their mouth.
when that bitch starts moving, it's gone. Because you can't turn it off on magnet, it has to slow down. So that's why they really screen you. They really screen you.
They when last time I went for a head MRI.
Oh, you're a welder.
I'm a welder. So
I want to see you on a CT.
So I went for an MRI, for a head MRI, and they were like, okay, do you have any metal in you? I was like, no, but I'm a welder. And they're like, oh, how about we give you an X-ray first, just to see
where the glowing is.
Right, exactly. And they're like, there's a couple questionable spots, but I think you'll be okay. And they throw me in the MRI anyway, and I was like, I just kept waiting for like something to like come flying out of me somewhere, and I'm like,
you're waiting to be that guy from fucking X3 where Magneto pulls the shit out.
Yeah, basically,
Oh
like,
God.
yeah, I'm just waiting for like shit to start like flying out of my face and stuff like that, and they're like, because before they put me in there, they're like, well, your eyes are clear, and that's what we were more worried about than anything. I was like, oh, good to know. Good to know my eyes are clear.
Yeah,
Skin grows back, but like eyeballs. Yeah.
Those are gone.
Yeah, no, they can do skin grafts from your butt.
Pretty much everything is replaceable but eyes.
Yeah. Eyes and most brain material.
Actually, do brain implants, but you still have to do a lot of work with them.
Yeah.
You gotta rebuild those pathways.
I'm okay with that, having to do that.
Yeah.
Several years later, move the leg again.
Yeah, it depends on what
bit.
part of the brain.
Hey, Mo, I remember math. Wait, I never knew math.
He'll just look at one part that little like how do you like basic hygiene. He doesn't remember how to like use the toilet.
Oh no.
3 years in diapers later.
No, my favorite would be if like the brain material came from like somebody who was gay. Now I'm gay.
It's very stereotypical. You don't actually get like you want to fuck guys, but you get like the weird like.
Yeah.
You wake up at night doing this, and you're like.
You just get the mannerisms, but you're not actually like attracted to men. Like, that would be fantastic.
When you're like half awake, you can't really control it. You just like sashaying to the coffee machine. It's just kind of like. Is that kind of music? Turn it up.
You You completely
You're
lose
just
the
like,
ability to sit
wait
down,
a
right?
minute.
What have I become?
What's going on here?
Find yourself looking at dresses at Walmart.
Taking over cheer at Aiden's. Kind of like hip bump the teacher out of the way and be like, this is what we're doing, kids.
I mean, I'm okay with all of that. Like, if I get a brain transplant and I just end up with the mannerisms of being gay, I'm cool with that. But, like, I don't necessarily know that I would feel okay with, like, my sexuality itself changing all of a sudden like that.
It's crazy.
Now,
how-
don't get me wrong. I hold true to the, what is it, Chad Daniels? I think it was. Or no. Maybe it was, I can't remember if it was Chad Daniels or Louis C.K., who was, he was talking about, like, he was doing, like, a whole entire joke scenario, and someone's, like, said something about being gay, and he goes, I'm not gay, but I got plenty of life left. I did this whole first half straight. I might just go ahead and do the second half gay. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I was like, I like that mentality. I'm kind of like, I hit 60 years old. Maybe I'm swapping teams. I don't fucking know at this point.
Once you hit the
And
point
then
where you
honestly,
can't properly
trauma
enjoy
to
it.
your brain really does change it. Like, it was like 2000 and something. A guy, like, became a pedophile because he had a brain tumor.
Right.
And he, like, had a mental brain exam. Like, he was, like, 40-something years old. Never had issues before. All of a sudden, this comes out, molests the kid, goes to jail, has trouble from the tumor. In jail, they remove it, totally fine. He starts getting pedophilia issues, like, 10 years down the road or something. Never came back. They removed it.
Right.
Normal. Like, it's crazy how...
That's always been one of my biggest arguments against.
Yeah, you know how bad that was? Like, what, you wake up on something like, today I really want to fuck some feet.
Man.
God,
No.
I would just be like, no. Here's my
40
bullet.
years under your belt, making fun of furries, and all of a sudden you're like playing with
no.
a tail a little too long.
To delve deep enough into that idea that, like, you didn't live with whatever it is that caused this your whole entire life. Like, this is a change. Like, you have all of the memories
that's the
before
thing,
of not having these.
That's what I'm saying. You got like 50
Ah.
years on the internet, mopping lollies, and all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I can fit that dress. And you're like,
Right.
It started off as a joke. And it ain't a joke no more.
and then and the problem is, so you know, shit like that happens due to like brain trauma or
Yeah,
disease.
absolutely.
So then how do you bring it up to your doctor? Like, can I get an MRI? What's going on? I really all of a sudden feel like I want to be fucked while wearing a horse costume. Like,
Right.
Blink.
Like overnight, this changed for me. There's something wrong. Like, please find it out. Like, I like to think that I would have the mental fortitude that if I woke up tomorrow wanting to have sex with children, I would look at myself and go, something's changed. I need to get this looked at.
Like,
Oh,
but
yeah.
also,
Like,
but you
I
also
like
have
to
rely
think.
on your doctor being willing to help you out there, and then as the person who does all the paperwork, I'm just thinking, how the fuck do I code that? Like,
No, absolutely. But at the same time, like, it's such a hard thing to wrap your head around because is it such a mental change that you think that it's right now? Or is it just simply an actual, like, impulse? Like, it's such a hard thing to wrap your head around that this changed. I guess, maybe it's different types and stuff like that. Yeah.
Does it end up in, like, ethical areas and, like, cognitive problem solving area?
Right.
Like, roll the dice.
Yeah, like, that's such a weird thing to wrap. Like, that's my biggest argument against not corporal punishment.
Like death sentence.
Death sentence.
Me too. I believe you can believe anything that you want. It's the action of it. And then,
Correct. Hence, we've had the argument about pedophile, pederast.
Yeah.
There's a difference between the two. I think that it definitely is. Is it okay for you to find yourself attracted to children? No. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're an evil person. As long as you don't act on it. I would prefer you get treatment for it. I would prefer you seek that type of help to make sure that it never happens. But are you an evil person if you don't ever act on it your whole entire life? No, absolutely not. I genuinely don't think so. If you want to have sex with furniture, do I think that that's an unhealthy thing? Yes. I do think that there's probably something unhealthy there.
Splinters, yeah.
I mean, have you ever walked her in IKEA?
I mean, No, and I try not to.
Like it's
Because
just
you
really
know
hard for
that if
me.
you did, you'd have some questions coming if they had to talk to your doctor about.
It's less of an IKEA and more of like a Bears furniture because they have that really nice textured leather. And I know that a little bit of oil, like right between the seat cushions. Ah man.
This
See,
doesn't sound like you
I'm a
speculating. This sounds like you repeating.
But remember, if you get the ones with the arms, that's you got one for Elizabeth and one for you. Like it works out.
It's true. It's true. Get one of the ones with the inbuilt or the built-in vibrator, like the massage chair.
You're just like, who needs a flashlight?
That's just lazy. Like you don't even want to do the motion for yourself.
Hey, look, some days you just don't want to do anything.
You don't want to go acoustic couch.
Furniturophilia. Never thought I'd hear it.
Actually, I wonder how that would work if you did put like a flashlight.
Something ain't right.
Turn it on.
It's probably been done.
Everything's been done. I just haven't met someone.
It's all been done.
Now I have to find it.
Okay. So
This is what you do in your off time. You find weird fetishes, and it's like, so can I
Actually,
understand
yes.
your logic?
Okay, I'll add you.
What?
I don't know if I want to be added.
Last one I added you to was bad, was it? It's fine.
No, that one's fun.
Yeah, this one's fun too. It's not bad. I wouldn't do that to you.
this needs to be swapped too.
What are you adding them to?
Nothing.
Okay, good.
Put on that one.
Oh, you don't Facebook. I do.
Okay, there.
I'll send you screenshots. I'll add that to the.
There you go. That works.
So just make sure that you open up anything from Laura when you have when all you have is 3G, not the 4G. That way you watch it load.
From the bottom, though, right? With the rocket. I remember that story. I think we all remember that story. Right? It's Vegas so much. That's not the problem. Wait, you gotta hold it out.
Let me see
You know
it.
what? Fuck it. I need to send that to my other group chat.
Let me see
Because
it.
they need to be punished like I have been.
Let me see it. Come
You gotta
on!
send that to me.
Find your own fucked up shit.
Come on!
The internet finder is shit.
Yeah, you bring it out in a fucking group and you only show one person?
I've got to see. I got to get a copy of that video. I need to send that to Discord. My friends need to be punished.
Okay.
It's been a long time. It's bad.
Just let me see it. Come on, just let me
All
see
right.
it, you fucking weirdo.
So-
We got the shit going.
Oh, that's what we're fucking... we'll talk about fucking pedophiles and tumors all goddamn
Trust
day.
me,
With a
That's the
second.
way it's
It's
through.
better that you don't see it.
Curiosity. Though.
Now I just really want to see it, and that's unfortunate for me.
Yeah, it is. Don't.
Because, like, do you know how many... that one thing that you said in the group chat where the guy...
Oh, the one with the shit?
Yeah. Do you know how many times I showed that to the guys at work?
Which one?
Where he grabs the shit out of the toilet.
And goes and throws it back at the
Oh,
guy.
no,
Yeah, a guy gets out of the stall next to him and doesn't flush. So the guy like runs out of the stall, runs into that guy's stall real quick, reaches in the toilet, grabs the dude's turd, turns around and just fucking chucks it at the back of the guy's head. It's like an audible like against the back of the dude's head.
It's in group somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not looking for it.
It's
I'll
in there
look for
twice,
it.
actually.
Huh?
It's been in there twice. I
I'm
must
not
have
looking for it.
blocked it out twice.
I generally don't watch any of the videos that people post in chat. Most of them I do not watch.
I don't click. Wait, is that thing rolling?
I watch
Yeah.
everything.
Oh shit. Do we have a viewer right now?
Huh?
Do we have a viewer?
No, we don't have any viewers.
He
Okay.
hasn't texted me bitching yet.
Okay, cool.
Oh, does he
I don't
usually?
click
Yeah,
on any
he
of Mark's
like-
fucking TikToks. I don't click on a single goddamn one of them.
I'll open it.
Because there was two that was cringy. Huh? What?
What happened?
I said I'll open it.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh.
I just
There was like
fucking ask.
I want to say there's been like 2 of them that he's posted before because I recognize the name
Yeah.
on who actually posted the TikTok, and it was somebody that I actually follow elsewhere
Mhm.
that I did open up. But other than that, I generally don't. If I don't recognize anything about it whatsoever, like I know you've posted a handful of them from what's his name, something XP to level 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've posted a couple things from him. He's a little too cringy for me most of the time.
Which
but-
was the redhead?
No, the heavy set kid with the isn't that XP to level 3?
XP to level 3. No. That's the pasty white guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The pasty white guy.
Yeah.
He's a little too cringy for me most of the time.
I posted a couple things from him.
But every now and then, like, I don't have a problem opening up his, like, the videos from him that you share,
Yeah.
because every once in a while he can be funny.
Right.
But I didn't subscribe to him because he can be cringy.
Yeah.
He can be super cringy.
What was it? The guy who came out with the Paladin of Throwing It Back.
Exactly.
Oh, the Throwing It Back.
Yeah.
I don't think I remember.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to send that one. Out. Yeah, no, like it's been a year and some change now. He came out with like as a joke a Paladin of Throwing It Back to go with the Bard,
Interesting.
right? And they ended up turning it into a full-on class, and he like did an exodus of TikTok and went to YouTube,
It's just somewhere in between.
and like he makes longer videos now, and it's like some of them are pretty good, but
Interesting.
Paladin's Oath of Throwing It Back.
I'm okay without that. I'm genuinely okay without that.
Apparently, it was pretty powerful, but it was balanced. Hey, because it was
Selectively powerful. Because I've seen people who will do stuff like that, where they're like, "Oh, I want the really cool abilities," but they're only going to be useful like
I need to send that.
maybe like every 6 sessions. You're going to be able to use one of the powerful things. But there's a powerful thing in there that you can use once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
Like, this is only usable against dragons and dragons alone. And you're like, all right.
what? I get that. I do. That got me fucked up.
All right.
Cool.
All right.
What? Come on,
It's George's favorite magic card.
motherfucker!
All right. Whenever we're ready.
We're ready.
Come on.
We're ready.
I fucking hate you guys.
Which is surprising. All right. So, last session, the party, after taking some time to get themselves resupplied, rest up, conversing with the Swerfneblin leaders, informing them of the situation that they were, of their impending demise at the hands of the necromancer, with heavy hearts, decided to accept your help. And they will be leaving the plane of Earth to head back to the prime material plane. Caravan of all the surviving Swerfneblin, along with R, heading along for the trip, made it safely to where the portal is. And they are all effectively camped out in that tunnel where the portal is. Or not tunnel per se, but in that outer chamber that had all of the travertine pools of water of all different colors and minerals and stuff like that. They're basically camped out in that area at the moment. R has just returned back to the party, and you are currently T-minus 24 hours, if I remember correctly, before the allotted time when the necromancer should be sending his spell through.
And
options of sending it a day early. Okay, guys, new character sheets.
Well,
We don't
he
know
didn't.
when it's gonna
Yeah,
get
he didn't
there,
specify
so-
what time of day on the 10th day, but
So
he
it-
effectively said you had 10 days.
So whether it shows up at midnight or noon or when it's this day we were expecting. Hopefully he's not too prompt.
I wish we had like a way to predict when it was going to get here, so we could actually get the worm here at the right moment. It's going to be hard to hold the worm in place.
Remember, they said the worm won't come here. It's in the water.
He wasn't there for that conversation, but you all remember that. He wasn't here last. Daniel
Well, yeah.
wasn't here
They
last week.
said
Oh,
that
yeah,
the worm won't come to the village area. It's going to be for
Okay, so we can't use this one.
With the lawnmower, can we get some voices a little bit higher so that I can hear what's going on?
I tried getting them to do this earlier in the week, but they wouldn't do it.
It happens. I'm not worried about it. I just, if we can get some little voices a little higher, please.
Yeah, just keep reminding me.
What?
Just keep reminding me. Sorry.
Okay. No problem.
Diaphragm. Say with your chest.
Say it with your chest.
Dude,
Ooh,
I'm
say it,
still
finish it,
sweating out, like,
motherfucker.
3
No
bars.
fucking way. I am not saying that on fucking camera. You got me fucked up if you think I'm saying that on camera.
That's why I was like, finish it.
I love that scene. I love that stand up. I am not saying that on camera. Huh? Oh, okay.
She's just like, I was speaking loudly, you didn't hear it, that's on you.
Fair enough.
So, how are we going to get the worm in the swarm then?
We're gonna have to piss it off and get it to follow us over there. That's the only way that I can think of.
Draw it in somewhere and lead it back.
I'm thinking that if we take any kind of available metal cling, anything that'll cling together, tied among some ropes.
You're not the fastest one here, so I'm already like, no, not it.
Do you know how long the storm lasts?
Honestly, no.
But the last one we seen,
It was over and
Pretty
done with fairly.
devastating.
Yeah, it was pretty devastating. So I would say it would probably last at least 5 to 10 minutes maximum. We don't have a.
What's the closest area we think we can draw it from, and how far away is that?
would be where we saw it the first time.
Where we saw the first time to the
Guy
village.
cutting the villagers.
How far of a distance is that?
Not far. Not like what, a couple hours.
It's about, no. It was about,
Well,
it was a good half a day's travel. Because you have to travel through the labyrinth.
That's right. We can't. Where we?
Because that initial area where basically the raining area where all the water was coming down, where you initially fought the worm, then you went up and around and camped basically at the mouth of the labyrinth before actually entering into it. And it's about a half a day's travel through the labyrinth to get to where you're at here. So you're looking at probably about somewhere between 8 and 12 hours from where you initially saw the worm to where you're standing currently.
So that's a non-plan. There's no way we can realistically draw the worm there.
Not without horses.
Not without horses. So it's just going to be a head-on fight. There's no other way around it.
Well, what's our plan of attack then? We have bits of rust monster, we have bits of shellfish, and we have a Medusa's head.
The Medusa's head, and I also have the wands of paralyzation.
If we can get it to work.
Yeah,
If I can get 'em to
the
work.
shell was.
The shell was our paralyzation option. We feed it. And feed it.
We no longer have our bait.
We
Well,
have an
I
option
mean,
for the day.
Technically,
Yeah.
what is your how close are you to worms? Okay, good to know. Good to know.
Leg versus.
How do you feel about being a quadriplegic?
That's not.
What? You can
It's
make
gonna be hard
psychic
to
stuff.
do like monkey stuff in a wheelchair.
Well, no, because you can do like
It's gonna be like
psychic.
one of those old like beds at the VA. Like I used to be able to scale walls. Like no.
Yeah, he'd be just sitting there like rubbing, fucking like twitching his nuts.
Well, could we conceivably have you leap into its mouth and then reverse time out of its mouth?
But wouldn't that also reverse the
Not if you left it in there.
affair? So you're gonna shove like a paralyzing wand in it?
And it's
A bag of shellfish.
Hope it's allergic.
Well, you've never tried to reverse your own.
But remember,
Body to
when
a
we
different
discussed
location.
a similar
You've done it to
theory
other people,
when
but
we
not yourself.
First met it.
While we're talking about this, I'm just gonna.
We said the pain and death and crushing of teeth and stuff was so quick that it would be difficult to like teleport or Misty step. So I'm going to assume it's also going to be difficult for you to reverse time fast enough before you
Just eat shit.
You also have to hope that doesn't kill you in one bite.
Yeah.
Now, the belt, if you can get something close up to its, get in a position where you're fairly close to its mouth, or can you get there quickly, you can drop something in its mouth and try to dodge it. It still has a decent speed though, so it might.
How high was this thing's head off the ground last time we saw it? Like how far up
It
off
was
the ground?
several feet.
Very.
Yeah, it was
Hundreds.
So like, we got the
Not quite hundreds.
No, it was like 20.
Not quite hundreds, but it was not all the way out of the hole that it had broken through either.
It was like 20. Something I could shoot.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm still in my mind. I'm thinking of it like a giant purple worm.
No, like,
The ceiling of the room that you guys were in the first place was
Yeah.
about 80 foot up,
Okay, that's fair.
and while it wasn't, its head was probably about every bit of like 20 to 25 foot up in the air. It was nowhere like you. It was not out of the hole that it had been in, so you have no idea how large the thing actually is.
yeah, we had that whole conversation.
Yeah.
Definitely
So,
throw a wall.
alternative,
25
we take
difficult to throw.
your office and we take my bag and we teleport to the astral plane.
If I'm gonna die, I'm taking everyone with me. Great.
Okay.
So you two are
But
going
let's set that one to the side for now, because I want to know what gives you the right to tell me what's going to happen with my shit.
So you
No, it's a suggestion.
A suggestion.
So
Okay,
you
that's
both
fair.
have level
Okay,
one
that's
character
understandable.
sheets, 'cause I'm not doing that shit.
Oh,
We're
no.
keeping this one.
My idea was basically, so your portable hole is kind of like a cloth, right?
Yes.
Wrapped around an arrow,
Yeah.
like maybe this far down the shaft.
Right.
DVD.
Take a bag of holding, just attach it over the head of the arrow.
Yeah.
So now I know what Presley's feeling like.
Shoot it at someone,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
whenever
yeah.
it impacts, the arrow slides in and.
So you
But the
mean to
portable
tell?
hole- portable
Nagasaki
hole
it.
doesn't work unless it's unfolded, correct? If it was folded up, it's like a fine piece of cloth.
Correct.
Yeah, so I don't know.
But we still can store a folded up portable hole inside a bag of holding.
That is correct.
It'll astral plane itself.
Correct.
So we could make a nuclear football of sorts and nuke the worm.
What happens if we put the portable hole on top of the worm's hole and then bait it towards us and then we drop the bag in? So stand on a ledge. Drop
So it's gonna like by doing that, it's gonna start sucking things in. It's gonna create a
it.
gravitational force.
I'm aware.
Right. So and it's not gonna stop until it's got the whole worm. I'm assuming.
But again, this is why we do it.
Depends
for
on the addition
This
that
is why
they
we did it for one clip opening.
Right.
I mean, shoot an arrow with the bag into the decent sized portable hole opening.
Has anybody considered how you're going to get the cocoon out of this?
Yeah, that's the other part that I was worried about. I was concerned about.
Okay, emphasize whatever.
Infanticide.
See, I figured if we shot the worm in the head, it would only teleport like half the worm, maybe. And the other half would be left for us to pick through.
Yeah, but what if that half's got the kid in it?
Then we fucked up. We gotta go to the astral plane and find the kid. But the kid's not going to be in a live worm.
And the
They're
problem
going to be in a worm head.
is
Okay, you're awful
The
cavalier about
and
this,
the
and that's what
problem-
concerns me.
so I really don't care about that. The problem with it is every time you try to use that same method, it's random, so we don't know if we're gonna pop up with the worm, without the worm. God's not that merciful, so not going to be with the worm. Consequences.
I mean,
Unless we all roll a 20.
It specifies random location on the astral plane.
Now, hear me out. 5 nat 20s. Do we at least get within walking distance of it?
You all get within walking distance of something.
That's fair.
I mean, the kid will be stuck there regardless. But it won't be doing the thing that we need it to stop doing, which is siphoning energy off the plane first.
And it just like energy off the plane of the astral plane.
yeah,
I don't
but in my mind, is a much bigger issue.
Okay, hear me out.
I don't like this.
They are probably the demons or whatever's sticking kids in cocoons are probably already siphoning energy off the astral plane.
Yeah.
So if we were to send one of their little experiments to the same place as another experiment,
Or could we send them? Is there anything like bad world energy? Could we just start sending them like the septic tank at the planes? Like
the negative energy plane ain't a thing anymore, sadly.
It's actually merged with the Shadowfell, which is sort of. There's areas of it that are
is
still
there a
reminiscent of the
porta-potty
old.
plane?
Is there a porta potty plane?
No, there's no plane of Golgotha.
Is there anything like downtown Atlanta?
I mean, we could send it to the plane of slimes or Jublex, that area of the abyss.
I can't remember what layer that is, but
Is
yeah.
there a place where like gelatinous run free?
Plane of slimes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Yeah, that works.
yeah. That would be Jubilex's plane.
I don't know how the fuck we want to get it there though, so that's a moot point. We'd need like gate.
Alright.
It's a 9th level.
Yeah, no.
Alright, so does anyone have a plan then? Because we still need a plan. Back on topic.
Okay, so I know when
How to
we
kill
put
it.
the purple hole in the bag thing, it's like what anything that 10 feet instantly sucked in, and then it's like another so many feet that we can check. Would that
30,
just,
yeah, 10 feet instant, 30 is the check, if I remember right.
so would that take the whole worm instantly, or just part of the worm since it's so big?
You know what I mean?
DM interpretation.
DM interpretation.
It's DM interpretation.
DM
Yeah.
interpretation. God's not going to put anything on the wall. We have to find out. Okay. I think it's a really good idea. We can all do it for this stuff, so it helps us out in the short term. It could work out for us, or it could be a whole lot of more problems.
Now, do you want to just try and take it on a straight up fight?
Would
I
all of
think
our
we can.
guts smite us, like where we stand, if we just like fuck up with the kid? How does that work? Is
I don't
that like
think
your
we'll handle
version of
do that.
Rock's Fall Party Dice?
No,
Okay.
depends.
Lots of salvageable. Okay, so if we do that and we survive, that means there's
Surprisingly enough, we survived.
a way to fix our fuck ups.
Maybe. But yeah, so straight on fight then's out of the question.
Or again, I mean,
Because last time we tried that, we had a lot
Slow
of people
top.
on defend that.
I'm trying, there were higher.
Well, last time you tried it, you didn't have any of the benefits you've got right now.
There were higher elevation points. If you can wait in a spot close enough to the worm, do the belt. While it's moving in slow motion, you drop something down its throat.
How large are the wands?
No, they're like
The wands,
Paralyzing wands.
think of a standard Harry Potter wand.
it's
Some longer, some shorter, but these ones in particular are roughly about
Do they work on touch, or do they have
about
to be
8, 10
like
inches.
they're
like
You
if
cast
I
it like a
put it
spell.
on an arrow and shot it down its throat, would it work?
not really no.
Thank you.
That's what I was.
You kind of just cast paralyzation out of it like a spell.
So yeah, you just jump in the mouth while it's moving slow. It had teeth and stuff. You won't instantly go down as long as you make good dex saves. You'll be fine. You
No,
never
this
roll
is
poorly.
an attack roll against him.
You never roll poorly. You'll be fine.
I have 3 lefties.
Exactly. And you only have to
Attack.
and you only have to hit it once. We hope.
Hit it once with what?
Paralyzing one.
On paralyzation. I have 2 of them.
I really don't think that's
Why
gonna
are
work.
you trying to shoot it from the inside?
Technically.
Because the outside, when we were doing magic and stuff at it, it wasn't working. If I remember correctly, it had like the
Which reminds me of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which is like its skin is the same thickness from the inside.
I mean,
I think its magic resistance works like a Jurassic's.
Okay. Innate.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Where
all
like
over.
it doesn't matter
It's not a shell.
where.
It's just in. It's not a shell. It's the whole thing.
Yes.
Well, it didn't seem to be so much magic resistant. It just seemed like it was, to me, it seemed like it was damage resistant.
It was very magic resistant.
It was very magic.
Yeah, you guys are shit.
We couldn't get anything to stick to it. It was immune to everything.
Well, as far as our attack rolls go,
from what you guys experienced when you guys were going for it, there were certain things that it was immune to. It was resistant to any damage that you guys used against it, but it was also incredibly hard to land spells on it.
yeah.
It did have resistance to magic.
Gotcha. Okay, fair enough.
I hate the fact that they use magic resistance as an advantage on saving throws because it's so confusing when you have fire resistance, cold resistance, and then magic resistance is just advantage. No, magic resistance should have been half damage. But anyway, I digress.
I believe the party. So we think that's not going to work, so never mind.
No, it's immune to my not immune, but it's highly resistant to my artillery.
To what?
My artillery.
Oh,
Same.
Yeah.
I mean, I can give you the ability to fly up there and shoot it in the mouth, but like, there's no guarantee that it's gonna work.
I can give you a D4 on your saving throw to not eat shit.
try it.
But we also need backup plans too.
Yeah,
So,
I really don't
go
like the idea of using the portable hole for this.
That's fair. I know you don't.
Oh,
want to
weren't
do
one of you assholes cursed?
Yeah,
Huh?
me.
Are you still cursed?
Yeah.
Remove curse.
Thank you.
What was he cursed with?
Don't worry about marking your spell off. We
Okay.
basically said
Alright.
that it was removed before you left with this work. So,
Okay.
because I know that you had mentioned it the last
I
time
had
that
the
you
gold
guys
Yeah,
did
I
the
even took
session.
remove curse.
Oh yeah, that's
There's
right.
dolls everywhere. I'm like,
Yeah, the doll schizophrenia.
before we fell asleep by the giant murder mountains. You know what looks cool next to these meat piles?
Okay.
So we're gonna try the paralyzing one, just in case.
Mhm.
If it works, that means the inside might be vulnerable, and you just fall down it and hack it from the inside.
Yeah, if the stomach acid doesn't kill you first, and the bludgeoning.
Stomach acid blocks.
I mean, but how far down does that start? We'll find out. Like, you have aspirations.
No, I don't.
No? Oh.
Well, and I'm not like, hey, I'm not
If you
going in
shoot a
there.
fireball down its gut, though, like,
That'd
Be like indigestion.
yeah, no.
No.
It's just more like we piss it off
do
than
you
it
think
is
it
to
takes
hurt
that much damage?
I don't think it would take a lot of all.
It's a matter of does it make it safe?
Well, we're talking about it after it's paralyzed.
After it's paralyzed, it's also a matter of is its mouth open or is its mouth closed?
Well, I'm assuming it's going to be open. We're trying to do it from the inside, trying to avoid that. What we saw was the magical shell. So I know for sure it had like the abnormal
armor
coloring
plates, correct.
plates. Yeah.
Still those rust monster pieces, right? Okay.
We'll try and eat the armor out.
We could all run up antennas in hand and just basically horse nettle the side of the thing. See if we can make it vulnerable.
That's fun.
I mean, worth a shot.
So that's also. So we have two plans.
You guys do that,
We
cast
can-
fly on me beforehand while you guys are hitting with the rust distracting, and I can fly in and paralyze it.
How long does fly work?
Fly will work.
Yeah, concentration.
minutes?
Concentration,
it's-
10 minutes.
If you're flying up there, you could fly up to its head with Medusa's head and just like, hey bitch,
It doesn't have eyes though, does it?
it does have eyes.
It does have eyes.
But is it vulnerable to?
We don't know. It's worth a shot.
So he was setting up with a few different options.
Yeah. Try that. If he doesn't start turning
I
stone after you.
forget how many rust monsters.
You had 2 heads,
It's a con.
2
save,
antennas per head.
So
One
you can shove an antenna down its throat, shove a wand somewhere in its mouth.
Well, why would we shove an antenna down his throat?
If the wand doesn't work and there's protection, if the wand has how many charges?
Oh no, but the antenna is only good
the
for
wand
hitting
has
that,
7 charges, but they don't come back.
Yeah,
I
I
have
know.
2 of those
I know
wands.
that's me. So like hit it with the wand, doesn't work. Antenna, then wand. If it still doesn't work, Medusa, that doesn't work.
I think
Yeah.
Gotta
We
try
can
the
bring it
Medusa
back.
first.
the antennas would be something that we should try on the ground. Because with those, the idea is basically we try to eat off its plating around the outside of it, because it looked like it
Around the
may have been
outside.
Around the outside.
around the outside. 2 trailer park rows.
Antennas.
Tenors.
Antennas. You get it too. So you get a wand and a Medusa head. Okay. And that's 1 antenna per person. On the ground.
Give it a shot. I don't think any of this is going to work, but it might.
Really good.
If this doesn't work, I don't know what the fuck we're supposed to do.
You just trolley vans around for 30 months around the planet Earth, killing other terrorists. It has to mean something.
One more, like, remind me, where do the kids go after we hit them with the sending stone thing? That
Back to
little-
the tower.
They go back to the tower. Right.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, I just want, like,
Does the
where.
stone only work on the kids?
Nope.
Nope.
So
But
you
we
said-
have a very limited amount.
But we could send the worm.
That's not.
I like the way you think.
So
That's better than
giant,
the astral
so
plane.
giant
We know where
worm
it's
covered in
going.
metal. Giant worm.
You know
It's
what?
like the same place.
Fuck it. I like that idea.
We know where
I'm actually, see, I'm really upset
We
that I'm the one
haven't-
who,
The tower's
suggested
really
this.
tough.
we haven't fixed the tower yet, so it's not like we've already invested a lot of energy.
So giant
I mean,
worm
says
covered
you.
in
yeah,
metal.
the
put on top
tower
of the
has
tower.
been fixed.
Completely, I thought we'd have like fixed, like
No.
redesigned
Like,
everything.
It's pretty fixed.
it's
The
pretty
tower's been
fixed.
fixed. You just can't modify it in any way until you get other ways to
Yeah,
do
I mean, I cleaned it, so I remember doing that stuff. Like, it's fine.
The tower's really tough. What if? Now this would be a lot of setup.
Now,
But
okay,
But you also
so-
have to remember you would be
the smart-
teleporting the worm to the
smart
top level of the tower where all of the important shit is.
yes.
I'm not concerned. Actually, for once, I'm not concerned with that. I'm more concerned with the trauma we're about to give a whole like remaining species.
Alright.
So we sent them to
Well-
escape all this stuff. And now we're gonna send
So if the worm
their
destroys the
generational
portal,
terror.
we don't.
if the worm
It's like
des-
dropping fucking Egyptians on top
Okay.
of the fucking Jews. Like we're.
Can we change where the sending stones send it?
Nope.
No.
They are specifically tied to the rings, the stone rings that have been
But
set
that
up on
means
the
the
top of
kid's
the tower.
already at the tower. We know where it's going, so we don't have to worry about like if we actually plane it and we end up like 10 billion kilometers away. Like
So here's my idea. Whenever you're in the tower, you can use the big ass crystal at the top as a beacon to empower your spells.
As long as the worm doesn't destroy it.
Yeah.
or the portal that allows us to get back to the tower.
our good news is a spell casting worm and it uses its tools against us.
We'd have to have someone there ready to cast the spell beforehand, but we could always try to make a super spell to fuck it. It's spell resistant. I really don't think that works.
Well, we only have one person who can do portals and stuff, really. So you would have to be the one who goes to the tower.
I don't think I have anything that works against it. So, I mean, I could like super spell a fireball and see if I just take the entire top of the tower off. But
Do you think we can get the kid out of it without killing the worm?
wait,
And then we just let the
Wait.
worm loose wherever.
Maybe that's yeah.
Maybe we're just like if we can like tunnel into it just to get the kid out. It doesn't matter the worms that are out. The kid's gone. We leave. Doesn't matter where the worm is.
Get the one paralyzed through one of the various means.
Cesarean section.
Use the fucking antennas to make a vulnerable spot.
Make an
Tunnel
incision.
in, find it.
Yeah, you can do the magic set and see. Well,
You want?
Let's put this worm under anesthesia.
yeah, we're gonna cesarean section it.
There's a bit of surgery.
So let me see if I
Would that
get.
be a medicine
hold on,
check?
hold on, because we went from one plan to another, and I'm just trying to make sure I got shit correct. Okay, hold on. Let me understand this right. So somehow, we're not going to try to teleport the entire worm to the top of the tower, because I'm still stuck on that bit of fucking gold.
No.
Right. So what instead we're going to do is that we're going to use one of our various means to paralyze the worm. Right. Hold on. I'm not done yet. And then we're going to cut our way into it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then we're going to pull this plug of flesh out.
Mhm.
And we're going to go in there and find the kid.
Mhm.
Okay. I just want to make sure that I
We tap the
understood.
kid with the sending stone. Person teleports out the worm. We just get the fuck out of Dodge.
Right.
Like a
Okay.
pedophile and do some cooker.
Plus, A, that means that someone's got to go inside the worm, and they can like parts like y'all always looking at it.
You're using some of my parts now. Like, no complaint.
Something that would be good is
I got this
get
in
stomach
Spanish.
acid.
Yeah, it's something that's gonna be pretty good.
I'm looking for the scales.
Yeah, some of that, make a shield
Imagine
out of that.
armor made out of that shit. I'm immune to life.
Shield. Same row.
I would need some robes made out of those scales for the magic resist.
Better do some magic checks.
All right.
I'm gonna
So
come
does
back
this
and
sound like a workable
I
plan?
think we need a couple backup plans, so let's just rank what we want to try.
Number one C-section for me.
Yeah,
That's
C
going as
section's
fuck.
at the top.
But that also means you have to identify where the child is located in the worm before we do it.
Yeah, that means that someone's gonna have to distract you,
Mm-hmm.
while I basically,
Is your magic site concentration based?
as a technicality,
Yes.
yes.
So I'm trying to remember the cave layout. I know there were like elevated entrances, but were there ledges?
There was a ledge where you came in from, which was the tunnel that led from the Travertine Cavern, and there was basically a ledge right here that led to a steep slope down
That's
to the
we
lower
came
floor.
Through and then Jonathan came through.
And right, he came through that same one behind you. And then there's a slope that goes up this way that leads to the exit that led towards the labyrinth. Correct.
So we could, if you can kind of, no, that's still a distance away from where the worm is appearing.
Yeah, I just need.
But it might not use that same hole. It could come closer. So if you stand on the ledge and do bait, because that still puts you in position to do the belt plan just in case.
Yeah, I'll still give you one of the wands of paralysis because if you can hit it, that'd be great.
And it works.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you one of the wands as well.
But also remember, you have to really plan what you're doing because we get hit with that level of exhaustion. You need to give yourself enough time to try to do what you can and then get out of its reach. Okay, also, certain players don't know if the paralysis is going to freeze in place. It might like fall over or something. So
It's a good question.
plan for that too.
Right. So here's the plan.
While the wand does not require attunement,
Mhm.
it does require it be used by a spellcaster.
Oh shit.
Oh, so you can't use it.
Mm-hmm.
You can use it though.
She's not there.
You're
She's
not
here.
there.
Oh, fuck. So only you and I can use them.
So someone has to babysit them.
No, we just didn't even make sure. Like,
Hey, quick
just make
question.
sure.
If I was to say paralyze someone through the wand, would that eat my concentration?
Well, we were talking about getting one up on the worm and being able to like go into its
No,
open
does not
mouth
use
by using
concentration.
the time
Okay,
slowing
just making
spells
sure.
that I gave you. So, which does require attunement. So
It does not. The ones that I have do not require.
the belt requires attunement.
No, I get
so
that.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you still have to be a two-person team,
Mm-hmm.
or whoever is going to go up there by themselves as a spellcaster would have to.
I can't hear anything that's going on.
Sorry.
I can also make an area where it might have some trouble finding us, say disadvantage on attacks, but put silence in an area. That could help.
That
Well,
can help.
if you remember, it had problems in the area where it was raining,
Yeah,
hitting you
sound.
guys in just on its own.
Yeah, we're
So
trying to
just making sound in and of itself.
Might be enough.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes
get
it.
disoriented. So we can boom. Okay.
So I've got plenty of stuff that goes boom.
Okay, but like stuff that's not weaponized.
Yeah,
Do
I'm
it
fairly
have, like,
certain if
alarm?
we do thunder damage to it, it's gonna fucking yeet. itself.
Alarm, knock, and echoes. I don't know.
That was one of the things that the Swiftneblin used, was a thunderstone, and that's what caused it to run away.
We want it to stay. We don't want it to run away.
Which
Yeah,
is
exactly, so
nice.
we need to do
I think the bouncing sound disorients it more than one large.
Yeah. So we have to.
You can control water, right? Because we talked about that for the lake before.
Sort of.
So you can kind of make it rain, but it's a concentration spell.
Well, that same area still has the same water
So it's still
pouring
raining.
down.
Okay, so
It seems to be a perpetual feature of that particular area.
okay.
That's
so,
what the Swiftneblin had mentioned when you first met them. Why they were mining there was because it kept attacking them at their other mining sites, but this one in particular, it took it forever to find them.
I wonder if we can paralyze it and then just have you control water around its head and drown it. So I mean, it avoids the water for its tunnel, so it obviously isn't good with it.
I don't know. I mean, it very well might even be amphibious for all we know.
I have suggestions on critters with special abilities and things.
Would you look into summon a creature?
Anything that might help us.
Are we gonna have Lexi for this fight? Is she coming in at some point?
We
Or are
don't
gonna have-
know.
Okay.
I can
Huh.
technically do something, but it's only going to help me, and it might kill all of you.
That sounds normal.
That sounds about right.
Can you summon? You can summon like elementals and stuff like that, right? So,
Not elementals. Basically the same type of thing, the same type of construct type thing that she did last time.
Hey, here's an idea.
remember she could do that. I thought she could do elementals too.
Where's that?
I don't think so. I don't think she has that first one.
She has summon construct.
Right.
It's gonna be like we can just get fucking like elemental on our side.
I don't know what the effects are either. I have 12 beans. Once we get it there, I could proceed to plant every single, or actually right before it gets to that area, I could proceed to plant every single bean and just see what happens. It might summon an entire army of bullshit next thing to fight.
That doesn't sound good.
Oh no, it'd all be hostile to us too.
Oh,
It'd be really funny though.
okay.
For the walls. We have to do it. For
Yeah,
the walls.
there it is. That's what you were going for. This is for the walls.
Well, no, because if we get anything that comes up from it to not focus on us
Yeah.
and to focus on it, well, now it has to deal with like a lot of stuff.
Right.
So we plant the beans and then just hide out on the
Ethereal
ledge.
plane's not the same as astral plane, correct?
No,
Must have just missed a bunch
There
of
are two different
beanstalks.
ones.
2 different planes.
Yay.
Hey, then we have it like a prison of beans.
Trap it in a bunch of beanstalks.
The astral plane is technically the space between other planes. The ethereal plane is a codependent plane to the prime material. Everything is more ghostly. It's the plane of ghosts and force effects and
So
phantasmal
where
things.
that thin veil area was with the hags. That,
Pretty
was the
close.
shadow.
That was a thin veil to a lot of different areas.
oh, okay. Yay.
They dabbled with some really fucked up shit. So
You don't say.
Didn't you say it was mainly like the Shadowfell or something like that?
the primary hag, but you guys don't know any of this information.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I bet the hag with all like the green shit in her room was I don't know, I forgot playing slimes at it. I bet she was playing slimes. Yeah.
The one who like pays from the plane of nightmares.
It actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does.
Why?
Oh God, no! Fuck off.
If we had gone through her stuff, we would find some like waifu pillows. in the-
Well, you guys did go through her stuff. We
Pillows.
found some perfumes and like a bunch of like what looked to be like
What used to be nice
princess
stuff.
clothes
Here's, like,
and
what used
stuff.
to be nice
Yeah,
with
it was all
rotten.
like girly girl stuff.
But rotten stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
It is taking this year off.
So, just to make sure I'm right on this. Our number one plan is to get this thing paralyzed and then C-section.
Mhm.
Right.
Gotcha.
And then apparently our backup plan, which I still don't like, is to sacrifice my portable hole.
That's further down the list. So we're gonna.
Yeah, that's like
we're,
plan
We're
C.
still gonna try the
I'd say
gentle
that's
block
the
paralyzer,
Right.
and then we can.
What is this? What's the thing that you're talking about as far as like feeding it? Well, no, I know that, but you're talking about something like feeding it something to do something.
No,
Shellfish,
if
I
he can
think.
slow it down so he can get in it while its mouth is still open to see if he can paralyze it from the inside rather than the outside, like its mouth or something, where the scales aren't there. Or if he can, if it's a more vulnerable area than where the scales are.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I said this reminds me of Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
We're
Right.
not letting it eat him. We're not looking. That's what the Cody was stuck on the whole time forever.
Oh, yeah,
As soon
no.
as you step out of his mouth, we're not trying to do that. So he's gonna
I
let
hope
he,
not.
like, he gets close to its mouth. He uses the belt too, so it moves slowly. So he can
Feed it a bag
local
of
anesthesia
poisonous shit.
or Medusa is.
I would
For the
have
Don't
to
think
purpose
I
either of
can't
those
use
will-
the
Don't think
paralyzers.
either of those will work, but that's
I can't use
for the
paralyzers.
purposes of
oh,
this,
that's right.
the four of you make a flat intelligence check.
Oh,
That's
Sorry,
a
guys.
flat roll.
sorry guys. I would
I'm
like to
stupid as
apologize
shit.
in advance or whatever.
16 actually. Not bad.
Okay.
So it's just whatever we get on the D20 plus our intelligence modifier.
Correct.
I just looked at it and I already forgot my intelligence.
I don't think either of them did.
13.
16.
13.
Why did the dumb one roll the highest?
Unless you guys want me to lucky it, that's what you're getting. I'm a lucky anything for a fight.
Racking your brain, trying to remember as much as you could, as much as you can about the battle that you had the first time. Two things stand out in your memory. One, it's eerily silent. Doesn't make any noise whatsoever. It didn't make any noise whatsoever until it was hit with the thunderstone. Was the first time that you heard it make any sound. It does not open its mouth unless it's trying to bite somebody.
Especially
And
those fights.
the more important part of it, it doesn't open its eyes until it's trying to bite something.
So it mostly moves by echolocation.
Correct.
Mm.
It runs off of blind sight and tremor sense almost exclusively until it gets close enough to bite. Similar to the way the shark will close its eyes and rely on the fucked up energy
The
signal things. Can never remember what it's called.
The electrical thingy.
Could you guys
Only
use
this
command on
one-
this?
Doesn't rely entirely on its tremor sense and its blind sight.
So, if I happen to have a way to make me silent,
You can become silent but deadly.
I have the silence tool.
Come on, off.
how
It
would
does
that,
run on tremor sense though, which I don't think.
which explains to me like I don't do magic stuff.
Okay,
Off.
cool. Put your hand on this.
So it's tremors.
Yeah, tremor sense.
Tremors. Gotcha.
It's dog.
Silence does negate tremor sense.
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Can we get the line for in person?
Hold on.
Pick someone that doesn't need sound to cast their spells.
It's an area.
Well, Laura has
No.
the silence that follows her.
It's a specific area unless
She has that hood thingy.
She
That's
does
really
have the
nice.
silent hood.
The silent hood would help a lot here.
I remember that thing very well because it's a +2 wisdom.
And I don't think command would work on this.
I was gonna say we could just use that and then say open. Not really much else I could do with that one.
You good?
Yeah, I was trying to fix my pants and
Did you hit your nipple that hard?
No, I hit my knee. I hit my knee on the
Then
table.
why were you rubbing your nipple?
Because it
Itching
made it
for a
hard.
second. I itched right here. No, I itched like
All
right
I
next
was
to
a
my
bump, and then I'll
nipple.
look up and you're doing this.
correlation is not causation.
It was so concerning setup.
I'm constantly doing like 10 random things, okay?
Sounds about right.
At least I'm not like Cody.
Masturbating with a D20 all the time.
I mean, you're still playing with yourself. You're just above the table, not have to see it. But, so, the problem is with that hood, well, no, the sword comes silent too, so it would still be okay. That would work.
And that means the spellcasters just have to stay away from you.
No, it means they have to stay with me. Because if they're in my zone, everything is affected by the silence.
Right,
So-
but I can't cast a spell while I'm in that zone.
Only
So they
use it
step
for
away
the
from you.
components.
to spell.
Yeah, no, like, and unfortunately, quite a few of my spells require, like,
Okay, so I have to stay close enough. I basically have to bear hug the fucking worm.
I can put silence on the area where the worm is.
But does it pick up any of your spell slots or anything? that we might use
Would
later?
eat a slot, yeah.
Yeah, no, so I can just
And it's
not.
concentration, if I remember right. Isn't it?
So
It's
I
so it's
can
like
do
so.
something that doesn't waste that stuff because all my things are basically melee,
at will.
not magic-y. So if we're trying to do higher damage than an arrow, that would be my use. I get to do it. I want to ride the fucking worm.
I mean, if anybody's going to try to ride the worm, the skill monkey's the one to do it.
Yeah.
That's
It would be easier if I had animal handling.
That is true. That is true.
God damn it. He's never going to live that down.
Good
never.
thing you've got your medicine check though for afterwards.
God forbid she has medicine, though.
You know.
Quit rolling out all your 20s.
Is that for both of us?
Yeah, both of you. Because I saw the one. I saw the one you got. That fucking numbnuts.
2 and then 12, 20. So, silence, circle around it.
Rest. C-section. Try and paralyze.
First things first, though, we gotta get it immobilized before we can do anything else.
What are the odds that's going to not be freaked out by the sudden deafening silence and no movement thing?
probably more upset than anything else.
I know, so all of a sudden it's gonna start lashing out, and I'm like, hugging it.
Yeah, well, you're quick. Yeah.
It ain't gonna be easy.
Turns up tables.
We can bring you back. You don't like that, do you?
I'm tired of it.
As long as there's an outright kill one of you, we should be fine.
Yeah.
And that's how you guys treat your dogs and shit. Like, I only live for 10 years.
Gets hit by a car, you're gonna die.
Oh no.
We just want to go to water deep and find a name like
Yeah, there's humans everywhere.
No. You guys are basically the pets.
That's
for
Yeah,
any
you
season.
guys breed
That's
like
literally
rabbits.
what I said. Like,
Yeah,
that's
no.
how you guys treat your pets. Like, yeah, that's fine. We
Doing
strapped a
fucking
bomb
better.
to the dog. We ran the dog towards the worm.
We all mature at 18. We elves don't mature till we're like 200.
Yeah, right.
So everybody should date me. Okay, I'll be nice.
Will you though? Because I don't
No.
see you being quiet for the rest of the night.
Actually, I will be quiet.
Oh no.
At
She
least-
could be absolutely silent and still not be nice.
How long?
Oh yeah.
I will be quiet for at least.
Let's not.
How long does this silent spell last?
Silence lasts 10 minutes.
I'll be quiet for at least 10 minutes.
No. In game.
Because he usually goes by.
In game.
Yeah. Yeah, when Arkin does stuff, Arkin doesn't talk. I know better than that because he will actually be like, oh, you said that in games. They heard you. I'm like, they don't know what the fucking TV is, but they're looking for it.
They're looking for a TV now.
Oh, God damn it.
Arkin, what the fuck are you talking about?
Damn artificers, man.
Oh, God. What?
Television?
Television? Reverse engineer. All right, so what are you all doing?
Making our way to the old village so we can do this.
No.
I would have
We're making our
taken-
way back to the cave.
I
We're
would
in
take
the old
a
village.
nap.
Yeah, I guess we're heading back to that cave. We gotta try and draw it there somehow. Any ideas on how you can get it there?
Well, the main way to get it there was the sound of pickaxe. They said that it was drawn to the sound of mining.
We can go mining for a little bit.
Let's see if we can grab some pickaxes and shovels before we head out. See if we can find any laying around.
You're also
There were
gonna
already
life
all
closet.
That's true.
Mm.
Yeah, there's a number of like fairly standard pieces of mining equipment in the various storage rooms,
Right.
and it's fairly safe to assume that there's probably at least a couple of them still left at the site too.
So it's gonna be manual labor.
Until it shows up, yeah.
I have to pick a weapon to unattune from any set of it. So, you guys do that. I'm gonna take a nap.
I should probably pick better spells.
So we're
Yeah.
all taking naps.
I need to.
Well, I mean, I figured you guys were all gonna like do
Or-
final preparation
Is this like the night
beforehand.
before or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get all your attunements straightened out, get all your spells chosen, make sure everything's where it needs to be.
Purge, because I ain't going to do shit against this. Straight.
That bow would probably be more useful for the crits.
Yeah,
So that would be the
but
best
if
way to
it's
get
silent and can't hear or see me, I get advantage. So I'll get sneak attack with that one rapier hit. That's a doozy of a hit. And then after that, it's pretty much
There are like the shadows inside.
I mean,
the
not
body.
it's not it still deals the cold damage, it still
Yeah.
deals the bonus to attack and
I know, I'm
damage.
just assuming Giant Worm probably has a lot of HP. The spells tend to hit higher than,
True.
yeah. So, I mean, damage is damage in a lot, so. But
Yeah.
Could you shadow strike the inside of it?
I have to be able to see the shadow, so I would have his mouth open and use
Just
like-
give her your x-ray ring.
I mean,
Yes, give me your X-ray.
Okay.
That's good for like
That
one
actually
hit.
probably
Don't
would
do
be
that.
best
That's
on
a
you,
terrible
actually.
idea.
Yeah, if you guys like your room being ruffled.
Yeah,
at least she's telling you.
Yeah, that's the thing.
There's nothing in there. Sure looks like it to me, bud.
All the stuff I have right now is mostly given to me by you. Wait, I bring it back
I
straight.
said we share.
It is a tune though.
Yeah, I gotta figure out what weapon I want.
Well, the bow helps you a lot.
As long as I have it, I can replace that D20 roll. Speaking of which, I have to.
You need that as a freaking attunement slot. Oh, okay.
So 16.
Yeah,
216.
Again,
216s.
I don't know why that's our pattern for rolls. But
That's great. That is great.
It's still good.
I
Yeah.
mean, 16 is better than that 20, so.
No, 18. I want to see if I rolled 16. 16?
Yeah.
You just get to hold the fuck up.
I know
Right.
games.
Roll.
I'm gonna roll a completely random d20. Ah, it's a 1. No. Oh boy. Ah,
The dice do not favor us right now.
no, they don't. They don't.
Yeah,
So that's
do they really ever?
intelligence plus proficiencies. That's
Do that.
8.
What?
Actually, speaking,
Is your intelligence a +5 or +6?
I need
Plus
to send.
Okay, but yeah.
No, it
So-
doesn't get 22.
Plan 1's C-section. Plan 2, if that fails, is we try and force it to paralyze with the head. Plan 3 is I plant a bunch of beans.
You know,
And
technically,
plan
Beans?
start planting beans from the bag of beans all the way around it. And we can see what
Okay, you have a
happens.
bag of beans.
wait, do you have to plant the
I have a
bean?
bag of beans.
Who the fuck gave our bag of beans? Who the fuck gave our bag of beans?
I found them.
That's the best answer.
Hold on.
Do you have to plant them in the ground, or can you plant them
You
in the
just throw
ground?
them.
I plant them and then I water them.
Oh.
And then 1 minute later, something happens.
So what happens if you take one of these beans and like pop it in its eye socket or something?
What if we put it in its
That's
mouth?
not really planting it though. I don't think that'd do anything. I know I can dump the bag out and it explodes for like 5d4 damage. That'd be like wasting a bag of beans.
If we paralyze it, we can take the dirt, put it in its mouth, and then plant this thing. I just want to see some fucking huge creature erupt out of this thing's head.
How funny would it be if like
What if it ate a bag of shrimp?
how funny would it be if like I managed to plant a bean on this thing and it grows a beanstalk?
Yeah, it's gonna have like dirty fingernails or something. Maybe someone doesn't scales. I'd be able to bury it in the scales. I know.
After we paralyze it, we can try and take its eyelids off or open them too, so we can force it to turn into
Most
stone.
beautiful spring zinnias you ever saw.
Oh, one problem with turning it to stone.
Should
It is
I?
a con.
The
Real
kid.
quick.
The kid.
The kid into stone too, and then
Yeah.
it's hard to C-section.
Hunger,
I mean, we could always take stone shape.
Okay, yeah.
Actually,
Hunger of Hadar, Sleet Storm, or Stinking Clouds.
not sleet storm. That's garbage. Hunger of Hadar is not in this case though. Guess
Or I can
Stinking
take,
Cloud.
or I can take Lightning Bolt, because like this is literally the last prepared spell I can do. Because I got Dimension Door, Fireball, Ice Ball, Fly, Heat Metal, Misty Step, and Shield. I can do 8. So I just need 1 more. Or I can do the, what is it? No, am I wrong about that? Hold on a second.
No.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
This
7,
one.
8. Never mind, I have everything. Okay, I grabbed Erupting Earth.
I'm taking stone shape
Taking,
just in case we do petrify it.
yeah.
So, are we going to astral plane it before we tower it, or tower it before we astral plane it?
That's right. That is a-
Astral planet before we tower it, because that really would kind of just fuck the tower.
That would seriously fuck the tower.
And then we get stuck here if we break the portal.
Yeah.
We'll find
Plus, if
ways.
it breaks the crystal, then that kind of defeats the whole purpose of magical tower.
Yeah, but they
I'd hate for
No.
And it might
Molds?
kill our
I'd hate
lizards.
for Elise to
I'm gonna
lose
joy
magic
on
status.
RPGs this week, so we can work on that. So silence, C-section at first. What?
We're just gonna throw all this shit out in the window in the first like 2 minutes anyway.
That didn't work. Fuck. What are you do? Scream.
Just you writing down silence.
Oh no, we
You
want to
writing-
stick to our plans.
Just
just
writing
gotta have them
silence
later,
and then
though.
C-section. It made me think about the fact of how like concerned people would be if they just found our like random D&D notes.
Right. It's just this notebook that's concerning.
All right. So is everyone on board then?
Yeah.
Silent C-section. Did we completely give up on him trying to paralyze it or
Yes.
organize? Okay.
Because I can't
So
use.
what?
He can't use the wand.
Right. Or, okay. No one's gonna try that. So what's our next step?
I mean, we still have the shellfish, right?
What
Paralyzed
shellfish are you
Yeah,
talking
no,
about?
no. Instead of the selfish, we got the wands.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
We
Oh.
can
Right.
find that
Yeah.
stuff, so we,
Because all of the creatures in that area were all turned into those weird
Oh,
glowy
they're-
creatures
yeah.
instead.
Fuck. We need
That's
something
right.
poisonous.
Well, that's what we have the wands for, is for the paralyzing.
Give it a shot.
I don't know what happens when you break a wand of paralysis. I don't think it's good.
Okay. It's not like a Rod of the Archman guy.
Yeah. Maybe.
Don't know.
If the
So-
C-section doesn't work, what's our next?
Never tried it. Don't know.
If the C-section doesn't work, then we try to petrify it. And if the petrifying doesn't work, I start planting beans.
And if I see you start planting beans, I'm gonna start noping the fuck out.
Yeah. Because I mean, that's kind of
Yeah, no.
jack some stuff up.
I'm gonna work my ass off to get as many of you out as possible, but like
Well, that's also a little bit of time.
It
That
does
actually,
take time.
I mean, it takes a decent amount of time to do that. It's not exactly usually something that you would
How
try
long
to do
they
without
take
it.
to go into effect?
Let's see. It produces the effect 1 minute later from where it was planted.
That's
I could set it all up beforehand and just play farmer for a minute before it shows up. And we just see what happens.
Do you miss Facebook that much? Or
oh wow. God, I haven't even thought of Farmville in years.
He's restarting from scratch. Next thing you know, he's gonna come to D&D like with a mafia suit on and a Tommy gun.
Oh my god, Mafia Wars.
That's so fucking stupid. Those ads are just fucking
which would
awful.
also mean that we would have be setting an even more rigid timeline for us to finish this. It would mean that we have a minute, more or less, to try all these things and get what we need to
Yeah. We could just not bother with the beans. I was just thinking it'd make for a good distraction when shit comes to blows.
I mean,
I mean,
There's equally good, equally bad, and equally meh options as far as the bag of beans go.
so I mean, I think it's in a good lineup. So I'll probably take that honestly. So and right in the middle is fine because we're already desperate.
Yeah,
at
how
that
about
point.
that?
We're already desperate at that point. So C-section doesn't
We're on the
look
middle of
hey, can you get her down from there, please?
C-section doesn't look like it's working. Petrification didn't work. R goes and starts planting beans.
I mean, if she's looking for water, let her drink the water.
Oh, okay.
If she's going for something else,
I feel like we put food over here real quick too.
Actually,
I don't
do you want that last piece of chicken?
Pizza, yes.
I'll split it
Alright,
with
you're not drinking.
Okay, I'm cool with that. Here, I'll get a plate. Because you were thinking about that chicken too. I saw it.
well, I've been thinking about it for a while now.
Me too. Great minds and all that.
You guys, you have to
Oh yeah, then I'll start planting beans around
Yeah,
the
we'll get it over here.
We'll just see what happens.
Yeah, like I said, C-section doesn't work, push doesn't work. You start planting beans, it keeps you distracted. Because at that point, that's when we start getting to our desperate points anywhere. After planing and
Yeah, at that
powering
point,
and
everything
stuff.
past that's just bad.
So you might as well just,
Yeah.
and we're that desperate, we'll probably be fighting for a minute anyway. If we don't die.
A minute's a really long time to PvP, though.
It really
It
is.
really is.
That's 10 rounds.
I'm sorry, did we plan on not leaving here before like 3?
No, I'm just saying, like, surviving that long might be a challenge.
I'll be fine. I'm worried about y'all.
'Cause it will, I mean, I can get out too, but it'll absolutely kill the shit out of people that are just sitting there.
Yeah, see, normally I'd be like, I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about, but considering I'll be like basically cuddling it.
For a while. I mean, he'll be cuddling it too.
Maybe.
I'll be way the fuck over there, though.
Because all of our plans that had him close aren't going to work, so we might not even.
Then he needs to get up there close because if he can land a blow that'll stun it,
Oh, then everything's coming together.
Mm-hmm. I
It's all
can keep
coming
this
together.
motherfucker stunned.
And that's just if you
Oh,
land a
that's
hit.
so much.
Stunning blow's a big deal. Paralysis is a big deal.
So
Yeah.
straight.
So that's just if you like hit it.
Breaking
right?
through its
Have to hit
armor
it in a certain place.
so that you can actually do some sort of fucking damage.
So are
Or
we going
stunning.
to give most everyone antennae, or is only a couple people going to keep the antennae?
I
All there's
figure
four.
since there's
And there's technically 4 of us.
since there is going to be 2 people up close, those people should be double fisting in.
Yeah, but we don't know how.
Because you
well
get one main hand, one offhand. No, just horse no, literally.
You know, manic episode artist.
I mean, it's the
Yeah.
two with the highest dex, so you should be able to get the best spots. Like cover properly.
Over here,
Spell casters stand far, far away.
Good.
Flying up the
Okay,
trying to blow
so
us up.
Thank you, sir.
what spells and things are y'all thinking about using if we can get a vulnerable spot on it?
I was going to use Erupting Earth.
Is that gonna hurt me if I'm close enough to it to keep it in the silence area so that it's
Yes.
docile?
Oh,
Cool.
if
I'm just
we,
wondering what's shooting towards me.
I think everybody's misunderstanding just how large this thing was the first time you fought it.
It was like 20 feet wide, just the head, and then we don't know how long it went down. So
Like, the hole that was left in the ground was fucking massive.
no, I remember it's not.
So,
I remember it's not.
Well, I mean,
Because remember, I was like, I'm not even trying. I was just out.
Yeah, you fucking ran.
I didn't run. I was just like, you guys coming? No, you guys are still shooting spells at it, even though it keeps bouncing. Cool. You guys still coming? Nope. I'm already uphill.
That's it. There staring that thing in his face, being like, "Oh shit!" Like that.
That's basically it. I was like, huh. Couple people shooting stuff at it. Couple people just watching.
I mean, if you make a spot that's vulnerable on it, I have a bunch of single target shit I can throw at it.
So let's just silence it to keep it still long enough to try and make a vulnerable spot on it, and then run like fucking hell and you guys shoot things at it.
basically,
Sorta. I'd summon
Okay.
a spiritual weapon on it, start cutting away, start guiding bolt upcast.
If I'm gonna run like hell, I might then keep my bow instead of a rapier.
if I were you, that would be the best option.
But while you're close to it, you have this event cover attack. Don't you get this bench from fucking close range for the weapon?
I didn't say I was gonna shoot it with when I was up next to it. I meant like just in general for battle. Like the majority of what I'd actually be trying to stab it. Because I think if I get a clear spot on it, I'm not gonna stick around long enough to stab it. Especially if I'm in like fighting distance, I probably don't like to bring myself to a situation where I just like touch it back like that. Oh, this gets all my mirrors. Alright. Be a cool way to find out this more anatomy. See, it can feel that.
Oh, Listen, I'm just trying to get you a massage.
Pickle, pickle. Are you my friend?
Except for this scene from Monty Python with the fucking rabbit.
I'm thinking more about like watching a seagull eat a rabbit.
Pelican?
Whatever. Seagull, what I say?
You just see.
I watched a seagull eat a rabbit. I'll find it. I didn't want to see it. That's like actually really good trigger for me. It's like, cool.
What, animals eating other animals?
Yeah. I like that. Like,
Oh, well.
Like, I think like really so on for
No, I was just trying to figure it out.
Can you pass this down for garbage?
Yes.
Trash can. Frogs eat mice.
They can, and toads will, like large toads will eat cats.
Oh yeah,
mice,
they'll
rats.
eat all kinds of fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Especially the
How the
big
fuck do they-
ones.
Because remember, like, a lot of toads get,
I mean, they get huge.
and they're basically just a stomach, so they just open their mouth and
If it fits inside their mouth, they
It
will
fits.
eat it. Yeah.
And they can actually digest
If it
it.
fits, it sits.
and if
Oh,
they can't,
shit.
they can make
Scientific.
themselves vomit. So they
Oh,
either
yeah.
they either retract or actually reach in and like vomit out what they don't want. So yeah, no, actually, I had a nightmare about like feeding a kid. They have issues with that.
Literally swallow it whole and then burp out the bones.
That's actually what owls do too.
Yep.
Yeah, that,
Nice.
Oh, I know
Palace,
owls.
yeah. For all of my, like, ideas of biology.
Owls interested the hell out of me when I was a kid.
So,
I never liked those creepy people. They're like creepy little men.
Owls?
Yes.
Aw.
Those are cute.
I've gotten so many like close looks to them as they're opening their wings. It's so fucking
All right, we've already passed the part where we were talking about weird sexual fantasies. Let's stop that.
cute.
All right, so
I guess everyone's all good. You got all your spells picked. We're studying ready.
Seagull's kind of a fucking asshole for that.
We're gonna make headway.
They're really
Yeah, you know, like, the whole kid's little too. Fuck. Okay, you can turn on.
legit.
Yeah, right? It's like, fuck.
And
First
yeah,
off.
I fucking hate that.
Man, not bad. There's a bit of lemon stuck on the bottom of that one.
don't eat the
Yeah,
lemons.
you know, I figured that out. Fucker.
Which
Oh,
they
God.
make the key for all the seasoning, I'm guessing.
No, like
I think it's
it's
vegetable
the bed that I laid the chicken on so that it didn't lay on the actual like glass. It was thinly sliced red onions and thinly sliced lemon, all piled up in the middle, and then the chicken just laid across the whole entire thing.
good aromatics, and they're really good for moisture sealing.
For what?
Moisture sealing.
Oh, yeah.
I just got one of the pieces of lemon and was just, I wasn't expecting it.
Oh, it's intense.
Got your spells picked.
She always has her spells picked. She's a sorcerer.
That's right.
You know what to do.
Yeah, I don't have
You know how many times I've been like, "Oh, I have a spell for this." No, I fucking don't. I'll have it in 8 hours though. After we're done with this.
Yeah, I just as we're doing the battle, I'm like, okay, yeah.
It's okay. I'm still, my brain's still stuck on that like artificer, so I'm like, I got this thing 7. Like, I don't have that shit. I just went from like spending 2 weeks pumping my brain full of magic to being like, that doesn't exist anymore.
We're gonna have to do that at some point.
I agree.
Try to
I absolutely agree.
Before we go
Yeah. I just want to make sure everybody was ready. You know what you're doing. You know what your plan is.
I think we have a
I think
solid
we're good.
plan. I think we know what we're doing.
And everything falls apart.
So I'm gonna cast Fly on you and have you just like fuck around and draw as much attention as possible. Do you need that?
Who's gonna have the Medusa? Who's gonna have the Medusa head?
Are you
I
gonna-
think he should have it.
I think he should have it too.
So
He's
if you're
flying.
trying to use the Medusa, then you should get to it before I do. That way, if it tries to bite you, it'll open its eyes. So then you need to go ahead of me.
Remember, everybody. This doesn't just go for you. This goes for everybody. Remember, held actions. You can hold your action for a certain thing to happen,
Yeah.
and that might help out in a lot of ways, especially before you break through the armor, before you have it paralyzed. Like, there's a lot of options here. There's a lot of things that you guys should keep in mind.
Right.
This battle is going to involve a lot of different aspects, so try to keep them all in mind.
Now, do you think you want to use your belt in that moment or not?
Oh, definitely. If this thing tries biting me.
Then you need to have an escape plan. If you're flying above it, you need to make sure that you do not fall from the sky.
Now,
Exhausted and everything.
to let you know ahead of time, the belt does not affect your fly speed. Your fly speed is set by the spell.
Which will be slow, actually, because it's pretty slow.
It's pretty fast. It's 60
60
foot
feet.
fly speed. So for anybody but a monk, it would be absolutely fantastic. But a monk with the belt that he's got, being on the ground, it's up to you. Depends on how you want to do this.
So
But I
then-
wanted to let you know beforehand, that way you didn't get surprised by it in the moment.
So then again, you might want to bait it from the ledge rather than flying. So that also saves some concentration.
Yeah.
That's
And
it. That
spell,
does save.
Right? It should be a spell.
Yeah, it's a spell slot.
Yeah,
It's a third
don't,
level
we're not
spell.
wasting spell slots if you have to.
Yeah.
So you might want to
Flying.
bait it from the slope to try and get it to provoke an attack. Then you can belt it and reduce it, and that way if it doesn't work, you can try to retreat back to the cave a little bit. I can stay maybe closer to the base, and then when I see you retreating or whatever, that's an option. To start to encompass it in silence and try to.
I figure me and George are going to be holding on to the monk's paralyzation and just fling at that as
Your,
often as.
Yeah, I'm gonna
your
give him
attack
one.
will last how long? How many seconds?
One full round.
One full round.
He's stunned for one full round.
Yeah, so you
So
need
he
to go-
better hope that he doesn't get hit by a melee attack while he's stunned.
Yeah,
It's an auto crit.
yeah, like so you have to go all the way, retreat down into the cave, so that you have to time everything really well. And then I'll have it in the silencing area trying to roast monster it. Make a spot for them.
I can do call lightning, and I can try and distract it, disorient it with lightning strikes all around. But like the big booming thunder sound might just scare it away. That's something that we're willing to.
Does call lightning even make thunder?
Does it's got? I mean, it's a standard lightning bolt.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just in the
It's one of it's as if it's a lesser lightning bolt, like not one of the big massive boomers, but you know,
I mean,
it's
if
a-
we think
it's a lightning bolt.
do we think we need a lot of activity to draw it, or just a couple?
No, I'm saying like
voices?
while we've got it here, because I can activate that, and I can actually still do other stuff.
But you think the thunder is just like disoriented more than the
Yeah.
rain was already disorienting it? It's already pretty disoriented from the rain.
Yeah, I know, but
And
like
I'm going to
whatever.
silence it, so you're going to cast a sound spell while I'm in silence.
Yeah, it might end up being a bad idea.
Okay, that's why I was asking before doing
I
it.
know, I'm asking.
No, I understand. It's just like this is an
I
option I
played
have.
with a
This
spell
is
that I have no idea what I'm doing with it, so
that's fair. Okay.
Got Flame of Spear
you
though?
might know something I don't.
If you're looking for something to do, return Flame of Spear works.
I do not have flaming spear. No. I already told you what I picked.
I was like, every time you call it and make noise, you're going to use a non-promo.
I mean, I grabbed heat metal too, so like just in case that's gonna work. I don't know. We didn't try that, did we? We did not try heat metal. So.
I want to say somebody tried. No, I don't think anybody did try heat metal last time.
Wait, I thought we tried it and we learned that it wasn't metal on it
Yes, that is true.
because we
But,
couldn't
right.
target it.
right, then if that's the case, then I'm taking off heat metal.
The roast monster pieces might not
And the
even work.
cocoon's not metal, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I haven't been in there to see it.
It's kind of
None of the other cocoons have been.
No, okay.
I'm assuming it's
All of the
same
other
thing.
cocoons have been the same.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's the same thing. I said we can get a hole in it where we have to tell us where the kid is roughly located.
Yeah. I need
And
to
that's
go.
where we need to target it.
Yeah.
It'll be the half that's underground.
Yeah, more than likely. We can cast Erupting Earth and use that to kind of pincer it into the hole.
Or it'll be its head.
Don't know. Want to be able to keep it censored? This creature moves to the ground like.
I know.
No
Hot
one's
knife through
business.
butter.
Yeah.
Maybe it can do.
So we start making our way there.
Well, yeah, it's basically like the night of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've basically figured that you guys have kind of camped out just inside of the labyrinth area where you can still kind of look out over the Swerfnevelin village. I'm not moving you guys forward until you guys want to move forward.
Thank you.
Scorching Ray, Earth Tremor, Fork Lightning, Lightning Bolt, Stone Shape, Hyper Beam. God, Hyper Beam.
Hyper beam might work. You could charge up a hyper beam and just.
Knock the shit out of it.
Hi, motherfucker. Dodge this.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Didn't you try a hyper beam on it last time?
But I think we're
Or no,
also
you said-
assuming.
No, it dipped out before I was able to fire it off.
Oh,
Yeah,
then
so
you fired
he-
it at Jonathan.
Yeah,
And then
you fired it up, Bupkis.
I fired it above Bupkis. Okay, if I had hit him with it, I would have killed him with it.
You
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
trying to
And
fire
what'd you
it.
learn?
I wasn't trying to, then he pissed me off, and I'm like, you don't understand what the situation is. I do. Yeah, that's fine. And he almost got shot with a fucking hyper beam. All right, so I took hyper beam. Fuck it. All right.
Okay,
Hey.
You're not going to shoot that until I'm out of range.
Hey,
Sure.
That's something we can do. If it gets to the point where we're out of charges on the wands and I'm like, fucking, I'm going to start planting beans, just start charging hyper beam.
Well, I'm going to start charging hyper beam at the beginning. That's what I can do because I can pass the concentration off, and then I can do other stuff still.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you two are sort of busy with
Just hope you don't lose
spells.
concentration.
Yeah, you two are
Hope you don't
busy
lose
with
concentration.
spells.
We'll
That
see what
means
happens.
the melee people have to get in close again to try and keep distracted while you guys charge all your shit. We wait for the beans to grow.
Well, I mean, if we can time it just right, where the worm shows up right as the
This is
hyper
why
beam.
I need an apprentice to send them to do this shit.
Besides, we're not really waiting for the beans to actually come to fruition. If they do, that means we need to leave. That's our cue to get the fuck out
So
of
that was
Dodge.
just like the last fuck you.
Yeah, basically.
If I can get what I want, well fuck you then.
Yeah, I'll take everything with me. That's basically it.
Well then can't we just use your office?
No. I am actually not okay with my portable hole being used for that. Y'all can use your your fucking bags of holding.
Look, a bag in a bag, like it's kind of hard to do, but
That sounds like
bag
a
in
personal issue.
hole, like, we'll be alright.
It is a lot easier to fit a portable hole around an arrow.
Yeah.
Like you can make a nuclear football arrow.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
sounds
at
like
that
a
point, we're gonna
personal
be up
issue at
to
this
bed,
point.
we just drop it.
Like I get that you guys are okay with helping me get my stuff in and out of that portal, the portable hole, and we'll do that.
How
We
many
can,
heads do you really need?
okay, first off, well, I mean, by the way, I still have that soul sustaining sack, right? Which basically is it's a Huotani haversack. I can take the heads out of there, but they'll start rotting and decomposing.
Yeah, I know. That's why. Yeah, I know. I teach you that with my stuff too.
It works the
Before you
same.
clean it and what's clean and what's not clean, where it is.
It works the same if you toss the bag through just a portal as well, though.
No.
You don't have to use
No,
the
that's
No,
why
it
we
doesn't.
haven't died every time we walk through a portal.
Yeah.
I've had the
No,
type
no.
of holding for you.
We have an extra planar.
That
It's something
would
that's
be-
extra planar, something that opens up a space, a random location onto the astral plane that you can grab stuff and put stuff onto, or something that makes an additional space. Okay, so like if I were to put
you know how
a
fucking cruel that would be if you
Yeah.
give me a bag of holding like level 3 and all we have to do is like the entire
This
campaign
is-
is go through portals and I can't take it with me.
so
So I either
if I
like
put a
knock
portable
this
hole
up,
on this
Instantly.
wall,
or
will open up
every
and
time
it
we go
will do
through
the
where
depth
like
of the
label your
portal.
stuff, I'm like,
the portable hole And then if I open the door to get into that bathroom, I'll
It
still
would be
see
really
nothing.
cool if I had all my
It's
weapons
creating
right now.
space for
Just try and make me into a second
If I had all
Cody.
my
So
shit.
a portal is simply a gateway
I've got
between
12
dimensions.
hammers.
Right, a portable hole makes room. Okay, so it's
It
more of a,
doesn't
it's a
go
big
to a new
difference.
dimension, it makes a dimension.
Yeah.
It's called extra dimensional.
So that's why.
Yeah.
That's the issue. So yeah.
I just remember when I was reading Passage of Dawn, Harpel, he tried grabbing a chest of holding and bringing it through a portal, and it caused it to tear through space.
The portal could have been like a portable hole kind of thing. Like, I've seen people in one campaign, a Dragon Slayer was basically a portable hole like spell. So everyone walked in going, "I'm going to kill the dragon and get all the gold," and
Holy shit, James, that would be fucking.
That'd be fucked.
I'm trying to remember. I remember the scene that you're talking about. It was not a chest of holding. That was a Liam secret chest, is what it was. But I don't remember what they put in it. They put something in it that was another extra dimensional space. And that's what happened. They weren't, because they were on a boat.
Yeah.
They were on like a little rowboat, so it wasn't like they went through a portal or anything like that.
No, it was
They kicked the chest off of the back of the boat, and it created a whirlpool underneath the water. Is what happened.
He was trying to grab it from the other people. He opened the portal and then pulled it through, and then it tore space and created the whirlpool on these other people. I remember because he had a line afterwards where he was like, "Oh my god, my screen is killing me."
I'm trying to remember because that's back in like all of that stuff happened back in second edition, and so that might have been different. You might not have been able to use something like a dimension door spell in order to like on an extra dimensional space. It might have actually had a rule back then for something like that.
Magic's been broken and fixed since then.
Yeah, exactly. You had the Time of Troubles, the Spell Plague, the Sunderings. Like, there's been multiple things that changed it. So, in 5th edition, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, no.
Get down.
You don't need to be getting any more tricks right now. You're good. You're fine. You're hunky dory. You're okay.
All right, I think we're pretty good. You got
I'm good.
spells. Now
You're all ready?
wake up, start walking.
Start heading that way.
If we decide how we're gonna call it, we're just gonna manual labor it.
Manual labor it.
Beat hammers on rocks.
Oh, I sure do love mining.
Basically. So
Oh,
that's a critical race save.
What is it, Steve Hammer? What was his name? John Henry?
The steam hammer.
Yeah, John Henry.
You guys are
versus
mining,
Steve Hammer.
hitting on rocks and stuff. Alright. Alrighty. Well, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream for right now. We can use the bathroom, do what we got to do, and then come back.
All right. Sounds like fun.